Brr, David, is it just me or is it absolutely freezing in our apartment today?
It's not just you, Emma. I've been sitting here for an hour, and I can't seem to get warm. I even put on my thickest sweater.
I'm wearing two pairs of socks, and my feet are still like blocks of ice. I can almost see my breath in the air.
That's not normal. It's cold outside, but it should be warm and cozy in here. I think there might be a problem with our heating.
I was thinking the same thing. I haven't heard the radiators make any noise for a while. Usually you can hear the water moving through the pipes.
You're right. It's completely silent. Let me go check the thermostat on the wall. That's the main control for the heat.
Good idea. What does it say?
Well, this is interesting. The screen on the thermostat is completely blank. Nothing is showing at all.
Blank? It should show the current temperature and the temperature we set it to.
I know. And I'm pushing the buttons, but nothing is happening. I think the heating system isn't just off. I think it might be broken.
Oh no, that's the last thing we need in the middle of winter.
The thermostat seems to be dead. This is definitely a problem.
Okay, before we panic and call someone, let's do a few simple checks ourselves. Maybe it's an easy fix.
That's a good idea. What should we check first?
Let's start with the thermostat itself. Does it use batteries? Sometimes they just need to be replaced.
I'm not sure. Let me see if I can open the cover. Yes, it looks like it takes two small batteries. They might be old.
Do we have any new batteries in the kitchen drawer? We should try replacing them first.
I'll go look. I found some. Okay, I'm putting the new batteries in now. Let's see if the screen turns on.
Is it working?
No, nothing. The screen is still blank, even with the new batteries. So it's not a battery problem.
Okay, on to the next check. Let's go feel the radiators in each room, just to be 100% sure that none of them are working.
I'll check the bedroom. You check the one in the kitchen.
The one in the kitchen is stone cold, not even a little bit of warmth. How about the bedroom?
The same. It feels like a block of ice. The heating is definitely not working at all.
So it's not the thermostat batteries, and all the radiators are cold. What's the next step in our investigation?
I think we need to check the source of the heat. We need to go and look at the boiler.
Right. The boiler is in that small closet in the hallway, isn't it? I don't really know much about how it works.
Me neither, but we can look for any obvious signs of a problem. Let's go take a look together.
Okay, I'm opening the closet door. It's quiet in here too. I don't hear it running.
It should make a low humming sound when it's working. Look at the little screen on the front. Does it show anything?
Yes, there is a small digital display. It's showing a red light and a code. It says error E133.
An error code? That is definitely a sign of a problem. It means the boiler has shut itself down for some reason.
There should be a manual somewhere that explains what the codes mean. Do you remember seeing one?
I think the landlord left it in the kitchen drawer with the other appliance manuals. Let's go see if we can find it.
Good idea. Maybe the manual will tell us if it's something we can reset ourselves.
Exactly. It's worth a try before we make a phone call. Okay, we found the manual for the boiler. I am looking at the section for error codes now.
What does it say about the code E-1-3-3? Is it good news or bad news?
Let me see. It says this error code means low water pressure or pump failure.
Low water pressure? Is that something we can fix?
The manual shows a complicated diagram about how to add more water to the system. It involves turning several valves. To be honest, it looks very complicated.
I'm looking at the diagram too. I am not comfortable trying to fix that myself. What if we do it wrong and cause a flood?
I agree 100%. This is not a simple problem. A pump failure is definitely a job for a professional. We shouldn't touch it.
So, our investigation is over. We have done all the simple checks, and we have found a serious error code. We can't fix this ourselves.
That's my conclusion, too. We have done everything we can. It is time to call for help.
We need to call our landlord, right? The heating system is his responsibility.
Yes, absolutely. We need to report the problem to him immediately. Having no heat in the winter is considered an emergency.
Okay, so we need to call the landlord. I always feel a little awkward making calls like this. I want to make sure I explain the problem clearly.
I can make the call if you want, but it's good practice. Let's just prepare what we are going to say before we call.
That's a good idea. It will make the call go more smoothly. So, first, where is his phone number?
I have it saved in my phone under landlord. I also think it's on the front of our rental agreement in the kitchen.
Okay, so we have the number. What information will he need from us?
He will need our full names and our address so he knows which apartment is calling.
That's easy enough. David Miller and Emma White at apartment 3B, 45 Maple Avenue.
Perfect. Then we need to describe the problem simply and clearly. What do you think we should say?
We should tell him that our heating and hot water are not working. We should also mention that the thermostat is blank.
And we should definitely tell him that we did the basic checks. We should say that we checked the batteries and that the boiler is showing an error code.
Yes, that's important. It shows that we are being responsible and that this is a real problem.
Exactly. It shows that we need a professional repair technician. All right, I think we have a clear script. Are you ready to make the call? Okay, David, I have the landlord's number ready to dial on my phone.
You're going to make the call? Thank you, Emma. You are much better at these things than I am.
It's no problem at all. I will put the phone on speaker so you can hear the conversation too. Here I go. Hello, Mr. Henderson? This is Emma White calling.
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm calling about a problem at our apartment, number 3B on Maple Avenue. It's about our heating.
Yes, I'm with David. The problem is that our heating has stopped working completely. The apartment is very cold.
That's right. No heat at all. We have already done some basic checks. We replaced the batteries in the thermostat, but the screen is still blank.
We also checked the boiler. It's not running, and it's showing an error code. The code is E-1-33.
Oh, you know that code? Okay, so it is a serious problem.
I see. So you will need to send a repair technician. Is there any chance they could come today?
Tomorrow morning, I understand. What time should we expect them?
Between 9 and 10 in the morning.
Okay, that's great. We will be here. Thank you so much for your help. Goodbye.
You're off the phone. So what did he say? That was a quick call.
He was very helpful. He knew the error code right away. He said it definitely means the water pressure is too low and the pump needs to be checked by a professional.
So he is going to send someone to fix it.
Yes, he has already called his regular heating technician. The technician is very busy, but he has promised to come here first thing tomorrow morning.
First thing tomorrow morning. That is good news. But it's also bad news.
What do you mean?
It means we have to spend the entire night in a freezing cold apartment. The sun is starting to go down, and it's going to get much colder in here tonight.
You are absolutely right. I was so focused on the solution for tomorrow that I didn't think about the problem for tonight. What are we going to do, Clay? We can't sleep in here if it's this cold.
I know. We need a plan to stay warm for the next 12 to 15 hours. Let's brainstorm some ideas.
Okay, we are going to have to get creative. My first idea is to put on more clothes.
That's a very good first idea. We need to start with lots and lots of layers.
Okay, our new problem is how to stay warm tonight. My first suggestion was to wear more layers of clothing.
Yes, that's the most important thing. I am going to put on a thermal shirt, another sweater, and my warmest, thickest socks.
Me too. I might even wear my winter hat and gloves inside the house. It might look silly, but I don't care.
It's not silly, it's smart. A lot of body heat is lost through your head and hands. What else can we do?
We can use all the blankets we have. We should bring the duvets from our beds into the living room and wrap ourselves in them.
Excellent idea. We can make a big, warm nest on the sofa. That will be very cozy.
What about hot drinks? Drinking something warm always helps me feel warmer.
Of course. We should make some big mugs of hot tea or hot chocolate. The hot liquid will warm us up from the inside out.
That sounds wonderful. I would love a hot chocolate right now.
I have one more idea. Do you remember that small electric space heater we have in the closet?
I completely forgot about that. We bought it last year, but never used it. Does it still work?
I'm sure it does. It's not big enough to heat the whole apartment, but it could definitely keep one room, like our living room, much more comfortable. Okay, we have a great plan to stay warm ourselves with extra clothes, blankets, and hot drinks.
And the small space heater will make a big difference in this room.
Now, we should also think about how to keep the apartment itself as warm as possible. We need to prevent more heat from escaping.
What do you mean? How does heat escape?
Heat can escape through windows and through small cracks under doors. We want to trap any remaining warmth inside.
So what should we do?
The first and easiest thing to do is to close the curtains in every room. The thick fabric of the curtains acts as a layer of insulation.
That's a great idea. It will block the cold from the glass of the windows.
I'll go and close the curtains in the bedrooms right now.
Thank you. Another thing we should do is check for any drafts. Sometimes cold air can come in from under the front door.
I can feel it now that you mention it. There is a little bit of cold air coming in from the bottom of the door.
We need to block that draft. We can roll up a towel and push it against the bottom of the door.
A rolled up towel. That is such a simple but clever solution. It will definitely stop the cold air from getting in. Well, I have to say, I feel much warmer now. This is much better.
Me too. This thick blanket is so cozy. And this hot chocolate is delicious.
And the small space heater is working really well. It's making a nice, gentle heat. I don't feel like I'm in a frozen box anymore.
And blocking the draft from the front door made a big difference too. It's amazing how all these little things add up.
It really is. Thank you for being so calm and practical, Emma. You turned a very stressful problem into a manageable situation.
And thank you for being a great partner. We figured it out together as a team.
We did. It's just for one night. We can handle this. I just hope the repair technician is on time tomorrow morning.
Me too. Mr. Henderson said he would be here between 9 and 10. I'm sure he will be. Then we will have our heat and hot water back.
I will never take a warm radiator for granted ever again.
I know what you mean. But for tonight, I think we will be okay. Do you want to watch a movie to pass the time?
That sounds like a perfect plan. Let's find a good movie and get comfortable in our blanket nest.